Hello, my ladies and gents, and all our then their friends. Today on the vlog, I was hoping to help anyone that maybe had questions on what is best to put into a food pantry during this holiday season. You're watching the vlog that's about living my life with chronic illness and disability. You're watching Lady Life. Hi, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. Right now, I've just gotten home, not even a film day, but I had a friend reach out to me and ask for donations to a project her son is doing, which is basically to fill every pantry he can, like the outdoor pantries that we have here in Northwest Arkansas, with non-perishable foods. And being someone who, due to chronic illness, has been affected by homelessness quite a few times, unfortunately not funny, but I've stabilized. I thought I would try to be helpful and film something really quick to kind of point out what is the most helpful for those who are dealing with homelessness and limited income food shortages, to try and help those out there who might be donating figure out the best things to donate to people like, well, myself. I have, on more than one occasion, experienced homelessness and surely a very long time of a limited income because being a solo person with chronic illness and the inabilities that come along with being sick all the time. It's the whole reason why, now that I have stabilized, I'm working with my husband, because I want to help as many people as possible live both a full life as well as help those like myself, because it is a very, very, very difficult life. When you're talking about the poor, when you're talking about the homeless, chances are you're talking about people like me. There are people who, work very hard at what they do, but they're making, limited income. Maybe they're a single parent. They're making maybe $1,000 a month, whatnot, that also take advantage of the food pantries as they should, because it's meant for those who are dealing with food shortages. And when I had a friend of mine reach out and ask for help with her son's school project, well, I guess it's his personal project. Her son is Mensa. He has autism level 1, like our son is autistic. And he watched a play at one of our local theaters and felt compelled to do something about what he saw in, I believe it's called Maggie's Pantry. And he got very inspired, and now for the holiday season wants to fill up all of our food pantries. We have like these outdoor food pantries. I do believe they're in several different cities and states, but here in Northwest Arkansas, randomly throughout different places and in businesses that have like a cabinet outside their doors. It's for people to place non-perishable food items so other people can come and take what they need. We have from time to time put stuff that we had extra in there, which is not very often. And because she's made this request, I went ahead and purposely got things simply because I know, as someone dealing with chronic illness and disability, how difficult it is to come across foods you can actually eat when it comes to these donated foods. I know a lot of people's main thought is they're homeless, they're hungry, they'll eat anything. Honestly, sadly enough, that is true. However, there are really certain foods you should not donate. So to start, let's go with the very big no-nos. Please, yes, people who are hungry are very hungry and they will eat stuff. However, you have to understand, a lot of the people that you're helping are small children, seniors, and those who are easily affected by illness, small children and seniors, and the chronically ill. Generally, most of us who are chronically ill also have special dietary needs. It makes filling a pantry very difficult, but really you should never, ever, ever include expired foods. If you didn't get around to eating it, I know you probably feel bad, but I think I would myself personally would feel even worse if I made a child, a senior, or a critically ill person sick because they were so hungry they ate the expired food I gave them. Beyond that, giving people just canned foods only, especially canned foods that need to be heated up. Not everyone who is dealing with food disparity has the ability to access a microwave or oven. So having foods that are open and eat and readily available, huge win, huge win. Also for those that might have dietary needs, like now we know some more things about my health, like I need to have low sodium. So lower sodium items, things like no salted nuts of all kinds. You know, some people can't have nuts and they can't do seeds. So maybe something like no sugar added, or just things to consider. Nuts and seeds provide protein. Some people out there can eat them. Some people out there can have peanut butter. Like the super cheap peanut butters, some families are happy with that, and families also eat out of these pantries. It's just things to consider. Not everyone has a microwave. Not everyone has access to an oven. And just like everyone's trying to do all these pantry stable, shelf stable foods, not everyone who doesn't have a refrigerator, it doesn't mean they also have a microwave or access to a microwave either. So anyway, that's all a long way of saying that I basically wanted to create this quick video to kind of show what I picked up, like what we were financially able to do, which is basically like $20-ish, to help my friends and her son fulfill a wish that he had this holiday season, which is to fill every emergency food pantry here in Northwest Arkansas. And I will show you what I got. Again, with this being a holiday season food pantry request, the food in here is going to be holiday season themed, but please keep in mind it's like a mixture. And I know that those who are in food disparity are a mixture of people. You have people who are just limited income, you have people who are low income, you have people who are chronically ill, and these are generally the people that you find who have an absolute need of these food pantries. So what I've included in here are basically a mixture of what I know those needs are. Now, Aldi does have gluten-free stuffing, which is amazing. It was $3.39. This was only 79 cents. And the whole reason I went for this one over the gluten-free was because I had also included the home-style gravy. Gravy usually has flour in it, and it's not gluten-free. And I knew I wanted to, like, have something, like some type of sauce to add into this particular box. So I went with the cornbread stuffing. There's also some turkey sticks, because not everyone who is homeless is in a shelter or has the ability to cook food at all. So having something like these snack sticks that are also non-perishable are excellent. Same thing with these cranberries and these dried apples. These for people who are living out of their cars. Source of protein, source of vitamins and nutrients. Please keep in mind that things like this, the dried stuff, is also condensed in sugars. So you want to be very careful. Like, I'm a diabetic, and you have to be very careful in that total carb number. And also sodium. These are low in sodium, no sodium at all. There's also no fats, but very high in sugars, just for the whole bag. So someone who, say, maybe diabetic, can split this in half and actually be able to eat that. The dried cranberries, again, for people who may be living in their vehicle, or people who want to reconstitute them to make their own cranberry sauce. I'm telling you, people that are actually living in food need get very, very creative. Again, turkey sausage sticks. For those that maybe have the ability to heat or cook food, we've got sweet corn. Again, if you have the ability to heat or cook foods, some grocery stores and convenience stores will let you do it. Other times, like if you're in a homeless shelter or staying with friends, or you have your own housing, you're just dealing with food disparity, this is really great. Again, they're not super expensive to donate. And if you look at the carb, again, as a diabetic, these are things that I consider. Those were the lowest carbs on these fruit style, the instant oatmeal, fruit and cream. Lowest carbs on these. Sodium, also super great and low, as well as zero on the fat. So this is actually a really good one to purchase for people. But again, not great for everyone, because people, again, living in their car or living in a homeless situation won't be able to make these. So things to consider, like, can someone who's living in their car make this? Or can they eat this? Can they make this? Again, where these little food pouches come in really clutch. Not the most ideal situation, but they're inexpensive for those wanting to donate foods directly, like directly donate foods. And they're quick and simple eat. I think they're best like refrigerated, but you can eat them without being refrigerated. Also, another source of proteins. preferably not salted, but they didn't have those. So I just went with these pumpkin seeds and went this way. Again, don't love that they're salted, but even then the sodium, it's not too bad. They do have a little bit of carb to them. They're proteins right there. And it's for 1/4 cup. So it's like you see servings. How many servings come in something, also very important to consider. So like these are one-off servings. This has 6 servings to it. And someone who is maybe homeless, living in their car, again, they can eat all of these. Obviously, this crust, I was kind of really surprised. These crusts last for a year. This doesn't go bad till September of next year. So I was like, oh, awesome. I can get a shelf-stable pie crust. And then the pumpkin pie mix, not very expensive at all. And again, if a family comes through and picks up any of these items, maybe someone is like, myself personally would not have the energy to sit there and make all this. But again, it's supposed to be a mix. It's just a good mix of foods that are both treats and something completely and totally unexpected that's not that expensive. Again, this was $6.99 for these 3. So that's, if you open up this box and put 3 separate ones in there, you have the different flavors. Whoever wants the flavors can pick up, but that's, basically 3 treats for $6.99. And then these were also not terribly expensive. If I'm being honest with you, these are supposed to be for my son and I, because he's never had the soft gingerbread. But again, something that's also nice to put into, like, as a donation item. They do not last as long, just so you know. They're only 6 months, so not technically shelf stable. But again, if you're giving them out to like a family immediately, like for a Christmas dinner or during the holiday season, this would not be a bad addition. They're just not going to be added in ours because we don't know the food pantry that they're going to and how often they're gone through, and that's only 6 months. So something to keep in mind with things like this. These are far longer. I mean, canned goods, obviously, but again, not everyone has the ability to warm up food. Sometimes going with stuff like this, excellent idea. So anyway, those are my food pantry recommendations. If you're also chronically ill or dealing with food disparity, what kind of foods would you like to see added into this year's food pantries? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful morning, a wonderful evening, a blessed afternoon, whenever our vlog should find you. And please do come back and keep watching. We'll see you later. Bye.